What's going on there, party people? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little evening stream for you lads and lasses. What's going on, peeps? Thank you very much for getting in here for the late night evening show. We're on here to discuss the latest Manchester United news and goings on at the football club. And there is some goings on to discuss. So we're going to cover it all in the next sort of hour show. Thank you for joining and getting in here, everybody. I do appreciate you. Big love to everybody in the live chat. How you doing there? Fire up. What's up happening? James Kennedy, A. Meyer, Andrew, United Trustable Source, Dimmy Maiden, Dynamic, Mustafa. What's happening? Stevie Boy, Alan, Animorphs, Matthew, James, Kate Cadet. You know, everyone, thanks for getting in here. I do appreciate you all. Every single one of you legends. Too many to name, but you know who you are, guys. Thank you very much for getting in here, you absolute legends. Do us a favour at the start of this show. Smash that like button on it. Give us a massive thumbs up if you have not done so. Hit the likes. That will help the stream out. Let's get this sucker to 100 likes. We've got already over 100 legends in here tonight. Big up yourselves. Make sure you drop a thumbs up on it. That's all we ask around here is a cheeky little like. Also, share it around on social media wherever you can. Give us a cheeky little share and click the link at the top of the live chat there to give us a repost on Twitter. That would be awesome to help spread the word. And of course, also subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. I'll tell you why. We're only 11 subscribers away from 74,000 subscribers. Getting close to Old Trafford's capacity now, peeps. That's mental. We're getting very close. I think the official capacity currently of Old Trafford is 74,410. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the official capacity right as of right now. We're getting close there, my friends. Could you imagine having the same people subscribe to this channel as Old Trafford is in terms of capacity? I think that's fucking awesome, isn't it? We're getting there, guys. Anyway, thank you very much for everyone who's in here. Yes, as I say, share it around, smash the likes, and subscribe if you're new. Hey there, Andrew Giggs. What's going on? John Hawker, Josh Hawker as well, Ruthless, James, V2, Ian, everyone else as well. Big up Matthew Smith for gifting out a membership on the channel there. Thank you so much to Matthew Smith. And another one as well. He's gifted out 2. Check that out. 2 new members of the channel. It's gone to Josh Hawker and also Andrew Giggs. Thank you very much. Big love to them, to Matthew Smith there, guys. Get some love in there for Matthew Smith. Thanks so much there, pal, for gifting out 2 members on the channel at the start of the show. That is awesome. That's super legit, mate. Cheers, bro. Cheers, man. Jams has got in here with a 3-month membership highlighted comment. Big up yourself, Jams. The highlights. What's going on, mate? Thank you for the hi emoji there. Good to see you. Thanks for supporting the channel. 3 months. Hello, Travis, Vincent, Bruce, and everyone else. So many legends. Thank you, everyone, for getting in. So we've got a lot to discuss tonight, guys. And none of it's positive news, really, guys. It's all absolute guff. I'm very, very disappointed and just frustrated with this football club right now. I mean, we are, well, I was going to say turning into a laughing stock, but we are already one in a lot of ways with the current shithouse owners and some of the bad PR that we've had recently with Mason Greenwood, etc. And it's all just kicking off. I mean, yesterday we saw that Jadon Sancho was coming out publicly responding to the manager, Erik ten Hag, who, when asked about Jadon Sancho's lack of being in the squad in the last game, he obviously said that he's not trained very well. Jadon Sancho's come out yesterday, releasing a statement on social media saying that he feels like he's scapegoated and that he always gets his head down and plays very well in training and trains very hard, etc., etc., etc. Therefore, sort of insinuating that Erik ten Hag's a liar. This is what's happened yesterday. Obviously, player power going mad. And then obviously we've got big news about Antony being investigated for potential domestic violence accusations as well. We're going to cover all the big news in this window, in this show tonight. But I guess we'll kick off with that. I mean, it's horrible. I don't want to discuss this shit. This is a football channel. I don't want to talk about stuff like this, but it's directly affecting Manchester United, obviously. It's a big player for Manchester United, and a player we paid £85 million for. We've just got over the Greenwood stuff. You know, look, here's a picture of Mason Greenwood, who's now arrived playing for Qatar. Look, here he is holding the shirt. Looks very happy with himself, doesn't he there, Mason Greenwood? He's actually got a second chance to play football somewhere. Okay, it's not at Man United, but it is, you know, a good football club. Look at, there's the picture of Mason. I'm not going to say too much about it, really. Good riddance. Good riddance to bad news. We've obviously got rid of him. Just as soon as one stench leaves the football club, another one arrives. It's like we can't get rid of the stench at Manchester United at this moment in time. But there you go. Mason Greenwood pictured holding the Getafe shirt. He has gone over to Spain. there he is. I mean, it's pretty sickening what's going on with this football club in general, with the owners from the top down. But when things like this are happening with players, it's really not cool. Big up James Kennedy for being a member for 6 months. Let's get some love in there for James Kennedy, by the way. I appreciate you. Thank you, James Kennedy, lad. Much love to you, my son. Let's be having you. Thank you so much. Travis says, it makes me sick. You and me both, bud. I've been sat on the toilet a lot today. I've overdone it, I think, with my birthday weekend, eating a lot of food. Honestly, I haven't had stomach issues like this since before I started my diet well over a year ago. I have put on a serious amount of weight in a short space of time by eating horrendous amounts of horrendous food, and it's caught up with me, and I've been sick to the stomach today, folks. I tell you that much. And this United news does not help me at all, really. It's extra added stress on top of the already very nasty stomach that I'm already feeling, guys. I am feeling ropey as you like right now, and it makes me sick too. All this stuff. Let's talk about the Antony news. Hi, Gungshi. Hi, everyone. Unfortunately, we don't have to do it. The weight suits you well, you know. Look, unfortunately, we have to discuss this. You can give us a boost up on the algorithm, though, just before we do, by smashing the like. Once again, I'll remind you one more time at the start of the show to hit the thumbs up. Nasalnoff says proof. Right, yes, we do need some proof. Thank you so much, Nasalnoff. We're going to get into it now. Hit the likes, hit the subscribe, get your thoughts in there, guys. We're only 8 subscribers away from 74,000. We might be able to hit it during this show. Right, Antony's being investigated, folks. Let's cover all the news. Antony is being investigated for serious crimes. I.e. allegations. That's not worked, has it? Why's that not worked? But that's not worked. Anyway, what this state basically says is that he's being investigated in Brazil, in Sao Paulo specifically, for, you know, essentially, what's going on here, guys? I've shut the bed with this. Antony's being investigated in Brazil for alleged domestic abuse allegations going on here. His ex-girlfriend has essentially accused him of all sorts of foul play. Accused him of violence, accused him of, you know, verbal abuse and all sorts of things going on there. It's an absolute shambles, guys, after the Greenwood news. This really is pretty awful. We have got a statement in response from Antony dos Santos, which I do want to read out, and you have to obviously give everybody... Look, you've obviously got to give everybody fair trial in this sorts of things. There is no public evidence that we've seen, like the Mason Greenwood situation, which means that, you know, people are judging him before it's even gone to trial or before it's even been investigated properly. With that Greenwood situation was very strange because there was evidence that was put out there in the public domain. This is different, obviously. This is different. This is allegations, and there's a suggestion of evidence that they've got. But obviously the Sao Paulo police in Brazil are going to be heading and spearheading this investigation to find out more, and I'm sure more will come out, whether or not it's absolute bullshit or whether there's any grounds for these investigations and these allegations. But as of right now, it does look pretty ropey. I mean, we've got an official statement in response from Antony. This is what he said. And fair play to him. You know, this isn't like the Greenwood matter where Greenwood just kept very hush-hush after all this came out. This is a instant response from Antony. So we do have to give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt here as well, guys. Look, who knows? Who really knows what people are like? You can't judge a book by its cover. To me, Antony seems like a reasonably chilled out guy, you know, but he could be. He could be a domestic abuser, or he could not be. It could just be groundless accusations by a spurned ex who's trying to make his life difficult because she's been a woman scorned. You can't rule that out either. So we've got to let this play out and the investigation take place, obviously, in Brazil and in Manchester as well, before we start jumping to conclusions that, oh, you know, Antony's a dirtbag. Let's actually let it go through the due process of the investigation before anybody really says that he is. But as we can see, you know, this is what he said. Before I read that, actually, we've got a comment from Nasalnoff, who comments, Greenwood and Antony as Johnny Depp and Amber Heard all over again. Those videos of Greenwood was taken out of context. Where is the 11 minutes of video before she edited it, says Nasalnoff. Well, apparently Manchester United were privy to that information. They were given, apparently, if you read what the statement from the club said, they said that they're convinced and happy that Greenwood didn't commit these atrocities, and that was just a clip. Now, what was the clip? Was it some sort of role play they're playing? And if that's the case, if Greenwood was just doing role play, Nasalnoff, then surely the club would have said as much. Surely, it would have come out that that was the case. Maybe Greenwood would have defended himself. So I'm not so sure you can really say that nasal Northland, to be perfectly honest with you, bud. I think that's just pure speculation, isn't it, really? Taken out of context. Well, whichever context is taken out of, it's pretty fucking awful, unless they're doing some sort of role play or reading from a script, which surely if that was the case and the extra audio indicated that, it would have been released, or Manchester United would have at least said as much. So I don't share the same opinion as you, Nasal North. But there you go. Thanks for getting in here and having your say. Matthew Smith says no chair was harmed in the making of this stream. Not yet anyway, bud. There's still time for that to change. Anyway, let me read this statement out in response from Antony dos Santos, because of course we have to let this guy have his chance to defend himself. Anybody can accuse anybody of anything. But does that mean it happened? No. We're hoping it hasn't happened, of course, from our point of view, because we don't want to think of another one of our players doing this and dragging our name through the mud as well. And we just hope that he's not that sort of person. But this is what he said. He says, out of respect for my fans, friends and family, I feel obligated to speak publicly about the false accusations I have been a victim of. From the beginning, I have handled this issue seriously and with respect, providing the due clarifications to the police authority. The police inquest is under cover of justice, and therefore I cannot make its content public. However, I can say with confidence that the accusations are false, and that the evidence already produced and more to be produced show that I am innocent of the accusations made. My relationship with Miss Gabriella was tumultuous, with verbal offences from both sides, but I never practiced any physical aggression. Who hasn't been in a verbal altercation with the missus? You know what I'm saying? But in terms of physical, that's where you've got to not get involved, and I don't think he has. He's obviously defending himself, saying that it's false and that hasn't been the case, and he says there's evidence to back him up. But he says, but I never practiced any physical aggression. Every time, whether in testimony or an interview, she presents a different version of the accusations. Thus, I come to deny the accusations made and inform that I remain at the full disposal of the Brazilian authorities to clarify what is needed. I trust the ongoing police investigations will reveal the truth about my innocence. So, look, there's two ways to look at this, isn't there? Like I said, either this guy turns out to be guilty of domestic abuse and, these grounds from Miss Gabriella, the accuser, are justified, or it turns out that she is just fabricating some things. Maybe the relationship ended and she didn't want it to, or, whatever the case may be. They've had a big falling out and she is trying to make his life difficult. That also happens. To suggest that all women are devoid of any sort of evil or wrongdoing is just stupid. Look, they're just as likely to try and hurt someone as much as anybody else if they've got that in them. I'm not suggesting she has done that. I'm just suggesting that she could have. And obviously, I'm also suggesting that Antony hasn't done anything, but maybe he could have. So, really we have to wait and see exactly what comes out there. But what it is an absolute debacle and a nightmare and terrible timing for Manchester United right now, and terrible timing for Antony. We're talking about Antony as this player in our side that needs to prove himself, and he's not living up to it, and he is sadly, not quite doing the business for Manchester United. Well, he's got this going on off of the pitch. This can't really be good for him, and I don't see it really boding well for us in the short term at Manchester United either. Will he be available to play? Will he be confident when he's playing? Will he be settled and happy and focused? Probably not really, if all this is going on off the field. Apparently he's been removed from the Brazil squad as well now. So check this out. This is a statement that's come out from the Brazilian Football Association, essentially, that says, in light of the facts which came to light on Monday. I don't know how they can say facts, but I guess the facts of being investigated is what they mean, not necessarily the fact of anything that's been accused. But it says, in light of the facts which came to light on Monday concerning Man United player Antony, which must be investigated, in order to safeguard and in order to safeguard the alleged victim, the player, the Brazilian national team, and the CBF, the organisation, informs that the athlete has been removed from the Brazilian national team. So it looks like it's already having ill effect on Antony at this moment. That doesn't, again, suggest that this guy's done anything wrong. It just means there's an investigation that's going on with the Sao Paulo police and Antony and this situation with Miss Gabriella. And so, therefore, what they've done is they've taken him out of the squad at the moment. I mean, that's filth, guys. That's really bad news, isn't it, for Antony? He must be... Look, we don't know if he's guilty or innocent of any of these allegations right now, but it must be obviously a bad time for him if he is innocent, of course. Now, if he's guilty, I guess he deserves all of this situation. But if he's not, then it's pretty horrendous, and we have to say that we don't know that at this moment in time. So that's going on at the moment. He's been taken out of the Brazilian squad. That's bad news for Antony. It could be bad news for Manchester United as well, because we don't know how it's going to play out in England as well, because it's not just Brazil maybe where investigations are taking place. We do actually have some more reports that suggest that Manchester are also looking into this. GMP, Greater Manchester Police, are already sort of looking at this as well. So Antony's ex-girlfriend, Gabriella Cavallin, says Man United and Manchester Police are in talks with her lawyer at this moment in time. And there is a statement from Greater Manchester Police as well, which just gives a bit more light on this matter. And it says that official statement from Greater Manchester Police in response to the recent reports involving Antony reads, Greater Manchester Police is aware of the allegations made and inquiries remain ongoing to establish the circumstances surrounding this report. We will not be commenting any further at this time. So obviously they've got to investigate a few things more. It obviously depends on where these alleged crimes were committed as well. It seems like obviously there's a Brazilian contingent there that's going to be looking at this, and maybe that's where the issues happen. But look, obviously it seems like her lawyer is in contact with Manchester Police as well, and there could be some sort of allegations made in this country as well. Who knows how that really plays out? So it's very concerning. Yeah, exactly. Look, Gungshi, this is what I want to say as well. Gungshi's absolutely spot on here, right? So he says, should be allegations, not fact, surely. That's what that statement should read. Absolutely, I agree. I think there's something lost in translation. I guess the fact that, he is being investigated is what's going on here. But what I would like to say is that let's not just tar Antony with the Greenwood brush right now, or tar him with the abuser brush right now, because look, there's obviously a lot of cases in history, human history, where people are trying to get back at people, or people are trying to be horrible to other people, and it's easy just to make something up. It is easy just to make something up. So I'm just going to just say right now, don't prejudge Antony just because this has been alleged at him, because he may well be completely innocent in all of this. He's admitted himself. What I like about Antony's stance here is that he's come out and defended himself immediately. He's not just been quiet. He's actually taken it upon himself to discuss the situation straight away, and said that he's handled this issue seriously and with respect, providing the due clarifications to the police and etc., saying that he is innocent, basically. So we have to wait in terms of the judgment. There's no point judging him right now. We're talking about this because this is big news that's being levelled at one of our players, allegations being levelled at him, and this is big news about one of our big players. That's why we're talking about it. We're not talking about this to say, oh, he's innocent or he's guilty or anything like that. The investigations have to take their course in Brazil and potentially in England if that's the case. But it really doesn't look good for the club. It's still another PR shitstorm. The name of this football club has been dragged down yet again, unfortunately, with allegations like this. So, you've got this statement from Greater Manchester Police saying that they are going to obviously investigate it a bit further. He has been dropped from the Brazil squad, it seems, as well, which has already had an impact on him. He could maybe face some sort of issues within Manchester United squad when he comes back if Greater Manchester Police get on it. Who knows? Look, apparently his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend's lawyers are in contact with Greater Manchester Police. That could come to nothing, or it could come to something. Who knows if he's arrested in the UK? Who knows what may actually materialise? Let's hope that's not the case, and let's hope that there's no real serious grounds towards it. From Antony's statement here, I mean, I guess, look, if you're innocent or you're guilty, maybe you're going to say that you're innocent, to be honest. But if you read into Antony's statement here, he said that he's happy to, communicate with the Sao Paulo, the Brazilian authorities, and he said that he can say with confidence that the accusations are false and that the evidence already produced and more to be produced show that I am innocent of the accusations made. So look, there's always going to be arguments in relationships. There's always going to be, verbals, and if you take people at their worst moments and have a soundbite of somebody having a slagging match with their missus or their boyfriend or whatever, you can make people look bad. But there's a big difference between shouting and arguing and abuse. There's a big difference between arguing and physically putting your hands on somebody and hurting them, you know. And so we've got to let this play out, wait and see if he's done it or not. And right now it doesn't, you know, I'm not going to judge it until we find out a lot more information on it. But he's already been dropped from the Brazil squad, and that's really bad.
Get in there, my son.
It's really bad. Hey, thank you very much for subscribing there, by the way, Drummer3354. Appreciate you guys. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We are 3 people away, just 3 subscribers from the big, massive milestone of 74,000 subscribers. That's right, we're getting there, folks. So mash that subscribe up if you're new to the channel. Thank you, Drummer. I appreciate you, lad. Get in the chat. Nice one. Okay, yeah, and also keep hitting the thumbs ups if you haven't done so, guys. Drop the likes on it, see how many we can get. We're currently on 159 with 470 people watching. You what? Hit the thumbs up button and help us get to 200 likes. Let's have a massive like spike. Cheers, guys. Well, look, Catalan, if it turns out he's guilty of this, it's going to have big ramifications for Manchester United. That's why we're talking about this in this stream, because, look, if there is any sort of basis to these allegations and he is found guilty, it's going to have a tremendously bad effect on Manchester United, especially with what's going on with Sancho. It's like, crikey, we could go from having too many right wingers to having none. You know, honestly, like Antony, if there is any basis behind this, crikey, who knows what's going to happen if he's going to be able to play for Manchester United again. We've just got over one PR shitstorm by getting rid of Mason Greenwood, just to fall straight in immediately to another one. It is actually a calamity. Antony, let's read this comment from Connor. Thank you for the super chat, Connor. He says, Antony with off-the-ball speculation and Sancho saying Ten Hag is lying. Our club is in a huge mess. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Our club is in a massive mess. We've got the Glazer shithouses currently here. Speculation about whether or not they're staying or going, and then obviously you've got all these problems surrounding Antony now that have materialized, the issues that have just only really been taken away from United about Greenwood as well, and then obviously Sancho commenting and responding to Ten Hag's comments about not training well by saying basically that he's being scapegoated and that essentially Ten Hag's lying and that he's been training very well. So we do have a real tumultuous period going on in Manchester United right now, and it is horrible. It's just like we can't get one day without any sort of drama going, can we? It's just drama at United. It's like we're watching a crap episode of Hollyoaks or something, except there's no fit birds. You know what I mean? It's just like some absolute drama all the time. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible. So there you go, Connor. You're absolutely right. It's this club's in a bit of a shambles at the moment, sadly. Thank you, Rushmano, to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you, my friend. Yes, nice one. So, look, we've got to wait and see what happens there. Coronation Street FC. Exactly, But there you go, on the old cobbles, mate. Get down the Rovers return, lad. Crikey, you're absolutely right. It is a bit like that at this moment in time. So, Antony's been dropped by the Brazil squad. There's investigations taking place. Once again, I will read the statement out, and if you're listening, that says, out of respect for my fans, friends, and family, I feel obligated to speak publicly about the false accusations I have been victim of. From the beginning, I've handled this issue seriously and with respect, providing the due clarifications to the police authority. The police inquest is under cover of justice, and therefore I cannot make its content public. However, I can say with confidence that the accusations are false and that the evidence already produced and more to be produced show that I am innocent of the accusations made. My relationship with Miss Gabriella was tumultuous with verbal offences from both sides, but I never practiced any physical aggression. Every time, whether in testimony or in interview, she presents a different version of the accusations. Thus, I come to deny the accusations made and inform that I remain at the full disposal of Brazilian authorities to clarify what is needed. I trust the ongoing police investigations will reveal the truth about my innocence. So fair play to him. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We will get into the live chat for a couple of minutes and see what you legends are saying about this Antony situation before we move on and discuss the Sancho news and any other Manchester United news we've got. So yeah, have your say now. But Paul says, steady on Ten Hag. He's dealing with millionaire entitled athletes and fighting billionaire entitled owners, but he will steady the ship given time. Yeah, I don't see how anybody can really criticise Eric Ten Hag too much. He's done a good job. Look, he's a strict disciplinarian. He expects certain things. I saw some quotes earlier from Fred saying that you get beasted if you're late and you get fined if you're late and all these things. And there's nothing wrong with that. You've got to set precedents at the football club. Ten Hag wants his players behaving in a certain way. He wants them training in a certain way and living up to you know, their wages and their effort levels to be high. That's what he wants. And if it's not, and if he feels like he can get more out of these players, it's on him to motivate them in any particular way that he sees fit. So I think it's totally wrong of Jadon Sancho to come out, even if Ten Hag was lying about him being a poor trainer. It's down to Ten Hag and his discretion to make these decisions, and it's down to Ten Hag to essentially try and motivate these players. Thank you, Paul, getting in there raw, lad, with that super chat, mate. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you, Rimstick Vibes, for subscribing to the channel. Guys, we've done it. We've hit 74,000 subscribers. Thank you, Bucky. Thank you, Adam Cavani. Get in there. Thank you, everyone. We've done it. Guys, that's absolutely massive. Seriously, thank you so much, everyone. Let's get a hashtag 74 in the live chat. That is absolute fire. Piggy's on fire. No, that's serious, guys. We are nearly to 75,000 now, which is a huge milestone. And 74,000, I believe 74,410 is the current official capacity of United. I could be wrong there because it's changing and stuff with standing, rail seating, all sorts of things. I don't know. But we've basically got the capacity of Old Trafford in subscribers now, peeps, which is absolutely mental, isn't it? That is absolutely mad. That fills me with a sense of glory. Get in there. Come on. Glory, glory, Man United, my son. Bring back the good old days. But no, that is awesome about this channel growing, guys. Thank you, everyone, for getting involved with the show. And we have smashed 74k. I'm absolutely over the moon about that. Keep smashing the subs if you're new. Help us get to 75,000. And, of course, we cover all the latest United news around here in a no bullshit way. And we have a fantastic community. We interact with all the community throughout the shows. And we do have big Q&As at the end of the show, so you can get your thoughts and opinions in as well. But thank you, everyone who subscribed, be it new or old. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel over the years. Over 10 years we've been doing this channel, guys. Over 10 years. And it's organically grown. No clickbait guff. No pump out guff for the sake of it stuff. Just good, honest coverage of the club that I love and a lot of you guys love as well. And we've even got some scummers from other clubs who'd like to get involved and have their say as well. Gunshi, thank you very much. Thank you, Kate Cadet. Thank you, Disco Dave, and everybody else. Big love to everyone for saying all that. Thank you, K Slater, and everyone as well. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Get in there, Tom. Thank you, Tom Goldsworthy, for your super chat. He says, for fuck's sake, we're becoming a feeder club for strange ways. Oh, my goodness me. That's a good one, lad. Tom Goldsworthy, we're becoming a feeder club for strange ways. Fucking hell. That's a good one, honestly. Hey, nice, and we smashed 200 likes. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the thumbs up button. That does help us well. That helps us complete with said clickbait channels and corporation mugs. So, yeah, hit the thumbs ups if you haven't. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, Kate Cadet, probably not, mate, but you never know. Connor Garrity, thank you so much for the super chat. And he says, super chat for your equipment that got damaged when Maguire came on. Oh, thank you, Connor Garrity. Yeah, I did go a little bit ham on the chair in the corner there, mate. It's actually still there, but it is damaged, and it's no longer a legitimate chair, mate. It's basically just a piece of wood. But Connor, thanks so much for that, mate. That's very generous of you, dudes. Get some big love in there for Connor, man. Replacing my battered equipment. You know what I mean? Thank you very much. You're an absolute legend. That's so funny, mate. Cheers, bro. Appreciate that. When Maguire came on, that was a big change in that Arsenal game, wasn't it? It was literally like, I was expecting us to completely bottle it after Maguire came on, and I was right. In one way or the other. Yeah, we were unlucky with that offside. But Maguire just makes us fundamentally shitter, doesn't it? It is like playing with a complete handicap. I mean, in all fairness, guys, look at that last goal that Gabriel Jesus scored. It happened in such a flurry. Didn't even really mention it during the watch-along. But that is Slabby Maguire, right? Who's sliding in there like a complete fucking semi-truck and can't stop and can't, actually read the situation. Just gets absolutely tucked up by Gabriel Jesus. The turning circle of a fucking jumbo jet, that twat. You know what I'm saying? So it was literally Slabby Maguire shitting the bed when he's come on as well for one of the goals. It's just a shambles. Absolute shambles. Paul, thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel as well. Come on. Bacon and Egg Brigade member Paul, thanks so much for that, my friend. Everybody, welcome in Paul to the Bacon Brigade with your favourite emoji in the member emojis. That is awesome. Cheers for that, Paul. Nice one, bud. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hey, we'll carry on now with a couple of comments about Antony's situation. We need to discuss this very quick with a live chat. I'll get them up on screen. And then, of course, we will be jumping on to the next topic. We've got Sancho to discuss and some other bits and bobs as well, some transfer news, etc. So let's get your thoughts and opinions in there very quickly. Well, that's always a gash situation, Steve Barrera, when that Baldy's refereeing, no doubt about it, lad. Yeah, sliding all the way to Easter Island. He did, didn't he? He slid in there and he kept on sliding. We're a big shambles at the moment, Jason Brown, it has to be said. On the pitch, off the pitch, above the, from the top down with the Glazer ownership and that situation going on. It already does stem from that. Of course, you can't blame players off the pitch behaviour and issues like this presenting themselves on the Glazers, but look, the club's in disarray, the club's in a shambles from the top down, and things like that just compound the misery that's taking place at the moment. You can't wait to get you to 100k, Piggy, if we be a great day. Was it Dallo, was it? Fucking hell, well, I just assumed it was Slabby, do you know what I mean? I watched it and it was Dallo. Okay, my bad. You see, there's me accusing Slabby Maguire of shitting in and sliding in there. The reason I say that is because I was in an absolute daze when that happened, commentating on it. I missed who it was, to be honest. My brain just assumed that it was Harry Maguire because he's so shit and he can't stop. My brain just assumed it was Harry. So I take it back. Harry Maguire's a tiny little bit less shit than I said he was. But that's what I'm saying. That's the sort of confidence that he instills. When there's an error out there, when there's a debacle taking place, my brain just goes to Harry Maguire being the culprit. You know what I mean? He's literally that sort of melter. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a crime committed in Mykonos these days, I just assume it's Harry Maguire. Second gunman on the grassy knoll, it's Harry Maguire. You know what I'm saying? Own goal record conceded this season, it's Harry Maguire. Whatever the case may be, I just assume it's that twat that's responsible for it. He's a defensive jinx, exactly. So I take it back. Harry Maguire didn't do that then. Elliot says, love that take, Bigo. Oh my goodness me. Come on. Right, anyway, so yeah, I forgive you, Harry. I forgive you. No, I don't. Okay, so Antony, I guess depending on what happens with the investigation with maybe Manchester police and I guess the Brazilian authorities, he could actually have issues playing for Manchester United after we've returned from the international break. Let's hope that is not the case. If that's the case, it's a calamity. Let's really hope that isn't the case and that he's fit and available to play afterwards. And let's hope that these accusations levelled at Antony are not true. Let's move on to Jadon Sancho now. So as we mentioned yesterday, Jadon Sancho, unfortunately, Jadon Sancho's situation is a gash one. Now, if I'm Ten Hag, I'm taking what Jadon Sancho has put on social media as straight disrespect. I'm taking it as straight disrespect, sadly. And that is a problem that, unfortunately, Sancho's going to have to deal with now. You can't really behave like that. I don't know who's really advising Jadon Sancho or if Jadon Sancho's just a little bit of a melter, if he thinks that sort of decision to post that on social media publicly and publicly accuse his manager of being a liar was a good idea. I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's obviously got big bollocks and feels like his ego, needs to be massaged by the coach at all times, even if he's not training well and even if he's not doing that well. So, look, I personally don't know if he's training well or not. Obviously, we don't know. Thank you, Kingdom Khan, for getting in here and being a member of the Bacon Brigade. But look, if thank you so much, bud. But listen, if Erik ten Hag's saying that, he's saying it for one of two reasons, in my opinion. He's saying it because, firstly, it's true and he needs to kick up the arse, or secondly, he's saying it as a motivation tool to say, hey, look, okay, maybe he is training okay, maybe he's training to a reasonable standard, but he's not playing well. Maybe he could be training harder. As we've talked about it, some players have that natural want and desire to be the very best that they can be. Players like David Beckham practicing free kicks all day long, even after and before training. Cristiano Ronaldo at 37 years of age, rocking up to training, first in, last out, doing the extra mile, having that sort of mentality, the elite mentality that's needed to get to the very, very top. And then you have other types of players who are happy collecting their £375,000 a week, happy eating their Frey Bentos pies, happy, just rocking up in their sick Lamborghini or whatever and knobbing their page-free stunners. They don't have page-free anymore, rest in peace, but you know what I'm saying. Doing whatever they're doing and just coasting through. There's coasters, guys. Look, trust me, there's coasters in life. I know, because I'm one of them, guys. I know, because I'm one of them. Oh, So, I'm not knobbing page 3 girls. I'm just saying. Obviously, you can just take the easy route sometimes, and you can try and take the easy route. And I think that's what some players do. They basically will take the path of least resistance sometimes, where they don't go the extra mile. And I'm not suggesting maybe Jadon Sancho is that person, but Ten Hag has been suggesting that, and he's doing that for a reason. Maybe to try and get the best out of Jadon, maybe to motivate him to do better, to try harder, to work harder, to be a better trainer and a better player. And often, it's like anything in life. Look, you can't just be a complete coaster and not get anywhere. If you want to do well in life, unless you're super lucky or super talented, if you want to get anywhere in life, you've got to work hard. You do have to work hard. Now, how hard you work, there's levels to that game, obviously. But you do have to work hard to get anywhere, and unfortunately players are given too much too soon. Somebody like Jadon Sancho, who was a big star over at Dortmund, getting in the England side. I mean, look, Gareth Southgate's sort of let him fall by the wayside in the England setup. Why is that? It's because his performances haven't been up to standard. So you could say that he's taken the same view on Sancho as well, that he's not really doing the business. You've got to be doing the business, you've got to be working hard, you've got to be putting in the hours and showing the right mentality and leaving your ego at the door. And sadly, I don't think that Jadon Sancho has been doing that, because otherwise Ten Hag wouldn't be coming out and saying this sort of stuff. But okay, maybe he's being scapegoated. I mean, check this out, right? So this is quite interesting. This is from David Ornstein. Look at this. So this is from David Ornstein that says that, hang on a second, that says that exclusive, Jadon Sancho felt humiliated and scapegoated, unprotected by Dortmund post-Bayern loss. Dortmund public comments, current summer options, Barcelona, Liverpool, Man United, Real Madrid, no preference yet. Man City want to be kept informed, no Chelsea contract. This is from 2019. This tweet from David Ornstein with this exclusive story about Jadon Sancho feeling scapegoated is from 2019 when he was at Dortmund. You know, history repeating itself here a little bit, guys. This guy's got a track record of throwing his toys out the pram. He's got a track record of playing the victim. And, okay, maybe people close to him perhaps wonder why Antony, who's not performing fantastically well, is getting in there every single week. But Ten Hag obviously rates Antony. Ten Hag obviously knows that actually Antony, to be fair to him, although he's not looked great, he works very hard. I mean, even the other day, defensively, he's putting in the miles, he's putting in the energy, and he actually is effective. He can be effective. Chewbacca! Excuse me. So, you know, he's actually effective in what he's doing, even in pre-season. He's scoring goals and creating goals amid not very good 90-minute displays, but he's still having some effect in the game in a positive fashion. So if Ten Hag thinks that Antony for the first few games of the season is the better option, you've got to trust Ten Hag and allow him to choose him. Not feel victimized because somebody else is going in there ahead of you. Maybe because that guy works very hard when he's on the pitch. He doesn't look as lazy. Maybe he works harder in training. So therefore, you know, you've got to reward that mentality and reward those effort levels. Okay, maybe he's just Ten Hag's golden boy that he bought in for 85 mil, so he's got some sort of favoritism. Maybe that is the case. Well, you know what? Jadon Sancho can make his position clearer at the club by working harder, playing better, taking his chances and making the manager's mind up for him to select him. Now, Ten Hag would be a fool to not select Jadon Sancho if Jadon Sancho's actually doing the business and putting in great performances for Manchester United. Unfortunately, most of the time we've seen him, he's been bang average. He had, one good game against Arsenal in pre-season? More or less most of the time, whenever he's come off the bench in recent weeks, he's looked bloody bang average and he's not really been performing to a high standard. And only Ten Hag and the coaches and everybody know truly how these guys are going about it in training as well. And obviously, they're leaving some stuff to be desired there in regards to Sancho. So, I mean, you could cry me a river, all I care really, Jadon. Look, this is not the first time that this has been the narrative, that he feels like he's being humiliated or scapegoated or unprotected or having somebody favoured ahead of him who doesn't necessarily deserve it. This doesn't seem to... This is repeating. And I think it just tells you a little something about Jadon Sancho, really. Conor Geraghty says Sancho needs to show us if he's training. Sir Alex would have got rid of him fast. Man, imagine if this had been said publicly in the Sir Alex Ferguson era. He'd have been sticking a wee little Glasgow kiss on him, sunshine, and shipping him off to Real Madrid quicker than he can say, "I'm brew." You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely right, dude. You're spot on, lad. Disco Dave says, the only Man U channel you need. And like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Disco Dave. Nearly 500 in here tonight. Big up yourselves. Yes, smash the likes. Smash the subscribe like Disco Dave says there. Big love to you, Disco Dave. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Nice one. Okay, so look, let's cover the rest of the Sancho stuff. Then we'll move on to the rest of the news that's coming out in regards to Manchester United. But look. So, Sancho reacted angrily to being left out of Man United boss Erik Ten Hag's squad, who stated it was due to him not being up to standard in training. Sancho claims he is a scapegoat. And look, this is from Graham Bailey from 90 Mins. He says, don't expect to see Sancho involved anytime soon. So it's probable that there is going to be a big rift that's been put between the manager and the player now. Ten Hag can't just forget about this. He can't be seen to be publicly being weak by just bending over to Jadon Sancho after he's posted on social media, he being accused of a liar. Ten Hag's going to surely punish Jadon Sancho. That probably means he's not going to play for a while. Smash a 1 in the chat if you think Jadon Sancho might actually not play for Manchester United again based on this. Smash a 1 if you think he won't play for us again. I actually think he probably will. But smash a 1 if you think this might spell the end of Jadon Sancho at Manchester United. It could be the end. You can't undermine the manager in such a capacity. Anytime you've seen Sir Alex Ferguson undermined previously in the past, or players in the team undermined by other players in the team, often Sir Alex Ferguson would get rid. You need that harmony. You need everybody pulling in the same direction, and you need everybody singing from the same team sheet for the coach. You can't have these divisions. You can't have the division and... Yeah, I agree, Gungshi. Ten Hag's going to go stone cold on Jadon's ass. Give me a hell yeah! And that's the bottom line, because the Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mr. Erik Ten Hag, said so. You're absolutely right. He's going to stump a mud hole in his ass. Spot on, Gungshi. I couldn't agree more. That's probable. That's probable, lad. So what does this mean? Obviously, look, it seems like Chelsea have maybe been showing some interest in Jadon Sancho. Look, the transfer window is shut right now. So, there can't be any permanent transfers going to other Premier League sides. There are some teams, though, that still can buy players. The Turkish transfer window, I think, still open. Saudi Arabian transfer window, still open, I believe. So, you've obviously got some options on the table for Jadon if he was to leave. And there are some reports that maybe there are some clubs that are interested in Jadon Sancho. Look, I don't really see Jadon Sancho going anywhere right now. Why would he? He's on huge money at Manchester United. He's on big, big cash. He can just get his head down for a while, do nothing, eat a bunch of Luke Shaw's Frey Bentos pies, and just chill and get his cash and train and do whatever he has to do. If he's fallen out with a coach and he's not going to play football, why try to get back in the side? Why try and get your head down and be a model professional? Might as well just fanny it around until they've had enough of you. Like a lot of these prima donna, egotistical players we have at the football club who refuse to go. Take your money and wait for another big thing to come along. That's probably what might happen with Jadon Sancho. So, I don't know. Look, there's obviously news that there's teams that are interested in him. So, if we have a look at this, Jadon Sancho's already been subject of inquiries from Turkish clubs after Erik Ten Hag's fallout, obviously. Would have considered offers through summer, but likely to stay for 2023 at least. Because, look, if this had happened a few weeks back, when the transfer window was still open, you'd probably see Jadon sold. You've probably been seeing this guy gone before the end of the summer transfer window. But because the window's now closed, obviously, doesn't really look too good for getting rid of Jadon Sancho. So is this just a complete waster we've got now at the football club who's not going to play and is on big cash and is just not going to really add anything to the squad? Maybe. Very disappointing. Dortmund have long wanted him back as well, reports Graham Bailey. So there's some interest from different teams, but the chances of him going anywhere before the January transfer window are very small. But maybe in January, guys, smash a 1 in the chat if you think Jadon Sancho's off ski in January. Maybe back to Dortmund where, he felt like he was scapegoated at one point as well. Or, let us know. Smash a 1 if you do think perhaps Ten Hag will get rid of this melter in Jan. The Cake Cadet... Thank you very much for getting it. Says, Piggy, did you know the mustard is actually Primot, says Cake Cadet. I did actually, yeah. I wonder why he's changed his name to the mustard. Too much mustard gets up your nose. But yeah, thank you so much for reminding me. Yes, indeed, Primot is the mustard, mate. Of course I did know that, lad. He's got the old Newton Heath badge. Thank you, Cake Cadet, for getting in there with that absolutely useful piece of information. I do appreciate you, dude. Nice one. Maybe Rushmano, yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's got the same avatar though, so it's pretty it's pretty obvious it's in him. Anyway, so Yep, okay, Turkish clubs may be interested in him. I mean, is he treated unfairly? Let's talk about this for a second. So it does look like he feels like, well, obviously with what's been said from his social media account, and maybe his close advisors and family feel the same way. Look, if your son or your brother or whoever was not getting selected for United and they cost 73 million and they're playing Antony, who's not even setting the world alight, I suppose maybe you would feel that way. But crikey, it's only 3 or 4 games into the season. To chuck your toys out the pram already is just ridiculous. So this is what, apparently is the case around his camp. Some close to Jadon Sancho believe he hasn't been getting a fair run at cementing a first-team place, pointing out that Antony is sometimes given preferential treatment despite struggling for consistency himself. It's kind of a fair point. Antony has been struggling for consistency himself, but he gets selected every single week. So I guess there is something to that, Maybe there is something to that, but look, we don't see behind the scenes. As I've mentioned, I think the reasons why Antony gets selected is not because Ten Hag favours him necessarily. It's perhaps because he thinks he deserves it more, i.e. he's training better, he's training harder, he's working harder in games, and maybe he's been effective even though he's not necessarily performing that well. He's had his moments. Maybe that's what it's down to. And you know what? Ten Hag's the manager who chooses the team, and it's on him to choose the team that he best sees fit to win the games. And so if he thinks that Antony's that guy, that's down to him, man. Change his mind by putting in great training performances, by putting in great substitution performances as and when you come on the pitch, and change Ten Hag's mind. It's only a few games into the season, so you can cry me a river on that one there, Jadon Sancho lad. Work harder, try harder, give it your all, and change his mind. Don't just give up. Don't just go, after a few games I should be playing, I'm a scapegoat, I'm not getting played, that's it. Fuck it, I'm going to chuck my toys out the pram publicly. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. BA Studios, thank you very much for your super chat here, BA Studios. He comments, Sancho needs to go out on loan. Been in Luke Shaw's burger van. He has taken the keys from it now. He needs to go play north of the border in Scotland, or maybe going to Valencia, maybe, or Atletico Madrid. You're getting very specific here, BA Studios. But fair play to you. Somewhere maybe. I guess there could be some sort of loan deal on the go temporarily if the relationship between Ten Hag and Sancho has truly fallen to the position where he's not going to select him now. Surely Ten Hag's going to have to respond by punishing him in some way and realistically not select him for a while. If that's the case, maybe it would be better to loan him out. Problem is, United pay Sancho so much money, 350, 375k a week, whatever it may be, a ridiculous amount for a bang average player, especially one like you say, who's been at Luke Shaw's burger van. We might as well have signed Harvey Price, guys. To be honest, it's a fucking shit show, the amount of money we spent on Jadon Sancho with the little we've got in return. 73 million up front, 375k a week. What does he really do? That's world-class player money, that. World-class player money. And he's not a world-class player for us, unfortunately. He's had his moments. He's been okay here and there. He's had some decent games and some decent displays and scored some decent goals. But the wages that he's on is an absolute joke, and it just really sums up what United's all about. Paying players far too much, far too soon. I agree, if they can't reach some sort of an agreement or put this beyond them, if Jadon can't get his head down and be a professional, and not chuck his toys out, then yeah, probably best thing to do is to let him go somewhere else at this moment in time for a while. Temporarily, it's not the worst idea. But then United, with so much money that we pay him, nobody else is going to pay him that money. So we'd essentially be paying him to play for somebody else. He's a good player. Is anybody else really? Let's ask the live chat here very quickly. How much do you think Jadon Sancho's worth per week in pounds sterling? So allegedly he's on 375,000 a week. It's insane. I mean, I'm going to say this now, and I'm not even joking when I say this. I think he's a £130,000 a week player based on the current market, the current climate, everything. 130 grand a week maybe, and that's at a push. So he's getting paid nearly 3 times what I'm saying he's actually worth. So if anybody else going to pay more than 120 grand a week for him, that means United have to pay him $250,000 to go play elsewhere. It's just not going to happen. It's crazy. Prod by Palmaria says Sancho's a meltbag who pulls out 70-30s in his favour. He doesn't track back, doesn't work for the team. Antony is shit, but he does track back. Indeed, even in that Arsenal game, Antony didn't do all that much going forward, and he was gash, and he is a one-footed pogo stick of a player. But in terms of his absolute, effort levels, you can't deny it. In terms of getting back and helping out defensively, you can't deny it. So that means something. You're absolutely spot on, lad. You are spot on with what you say. Kate Cadet says Jadon Scapecho thinks he's a scapegoat. Well, there you go. He thinks he's a scapegoat, this guy. Let's get into the chat and see what you guys think he's actually worth. 350k says Malps. We've got 100k, says Claire, 50 pence, £5, £2.50, says Robin, 50 pieces, David, 120k, 90k tops, 90k, 100k. So it does look like we've, Kaz says Harvey Price would score some goals, stick him up front. York is his dad. Hey, fair play, you're right. His dad is Dwight York, mate. Probably got an eye for goal, lad. You're not wrong there. A. Pugh says 20 mil. 10 a penny says 150. Right, okay. For what he contributes, 70k max. So it's not just me that thinks he's well overpaid at the football club. To justify 375k, he'd have to be one of the team's best players. He'd have to be one of the league's best players. He'd have to be like a Son Heung-min type baller. Unfortunately, he's not. He's not a Son Heung-min type baller. He's a Bundesliga baller, and that is a big difference to the Premier League. He could do it over there, can't do it over here. In fact, maybe he could do it over here. Maybe he just hasn't been asked. Maybe he's like, well, I've got this massive wage, 375 grand a week. I'll just chill. I'll just do the bare minimum. Doesn't matter really, does it? Especially with, I think, maybe like the football club having the issues over the last couple of seasons as well, where the standards have slipped massively. Sometimes some of these players, if they haven't got that elite mentality, then the standards can slip for them too. They can fall into that trap of, oh, you know, okay, let's just do what we have to do, rather than really striving. You think of a player like Bruno Fernandes, say. Bruno Fernandes does not have that mentality. Bruno Fernandes has the mentality of he wants to try and be the best. You can see that every time he's playing out there. His effort levels are beyond, you know, the normal player. Doesn't say that he always performs well, but his effort levels are always more than the average person. That's the sort of mentality that you need to have if you want to try and change the fortunes of a football club and make them great again. I think Sancho's come in here and caught the United disease of mediocrity. Either that or he just had that mentality to begin with. You never know truly how a player's going to be before they've, you know, come in here and played for you. And unfortunately, we spent 73 million on a whim for Jadon Sancho, and he's been shite. Thank you, Sing Games, for getting in the like tally there, bro. He says 265 likes, bringing that fire, legends. Thank you, guys. Let's have a little like spike halfway through the show here. Or actually, we've been on 51 minutes. Bloody hell. Time flies when you're talking United with the legends of the Bacon Brigade. But yeah, keep hitting the likes, everyone. We'll keep saying it a few times throughout the show just to remind you. If you're getting in here, smash the likes. It's free. Smash that thumbs up on the video and get us to 300 likes for this show. And smash the subscribe. I'm very proud to say that we've reached 74,000 subscribers now. So thank you to each and every one of you for doing that. That is awesome. That is bloody awesome, man. Thank you so much, every one of you. Yes, and hit the subscribe. Thank you, Rushy. Right, okay, so look, obviously Jadon Sancho feels like he's scapegoated at the moment. I guess you could argue that Antony's not really been playing that well ahead of him either. But he does actually try. He does work hard. So if I was Sancho, I'd just get my head down, try and change Ten Hag's mind. But unfortunately, he wasn't prepared to take that public criticism from Ten Hag that he didn't train very well this week. And he's publicly accused Ten Hag of being a liar. So the breakdown in the relationship surely is evident to see now. Ten Hag's got to respond by probably not playing him for a long time, and Sancho may well be going somewhere. As we've mentioned, there is interest from other clubs whose transfer windows are still open, or maybe some sort of loan deal could be made. The reality of him going anywhere before January is very small, though. Let's be honest, he's probably just going to play a very bit part role as a backup until Jan, and then maybe if the relationship is broken down and he can't repair that relationship with Ten Hag, maybe he'll be sold in January. But let's ask the live chat, guys. Do you think he'll stay or go at this moment in time? Do you think he'll stay or go? I do think he'll stay until January, but you never know. I guess there could be some random offer that comes in there to take him on loan and pay half of his wages or something crazy for some desperate team out there. Who knows? Connor Garrity, thank you so much, very much indeed, for the $5.99 super chat, bro. Get in there. Connor's gone in there raw tonight, guys. Get some raw emojis in for him. He says Arsenal pay their players less money, show more attitude to playing than us. It's crap. Most teams pay their players less money than us, mate. We are crazy when it comes to paying players money, aren't we? I mean, we give players huge contracts. We give players all too much money to the point where they don't even want to leave the club. Look, Phil Jones was a prime candidate. I can't believe we actually did give him a new contract a few years back. What a shambles. Maguire on 200 plus £1,000 a week with clauses in there. If we get Champions League football, these guys get a boost up there as well. Shambles. Even Rashford, you could argue, got too much too soon with all of the contracts that he's had, including the most recent one. We certainly do give players too much too soon, and we give them such cushy contracts that they don't want to go elsewhere when they're no longer wanted or when other teams come in for them. You know, West Ham are interested in Maguire. He's happy to collect his 200 grand a week and just sit around at United like a big slabby melter. So that is a big problem. You're absolutely right, Connor. That's a big fundamental issue. Our wage structure is gash and always has been. It's Chouameni is a good player that Manchester United could probably do with, to be fair, to replace some of the shite. Excuse me. Yeah, stop giving big contracts to the big babies like Sancho. You're absolutely right. Thank you very much, Claire Farron, for giving me a bless you there. Can't see Ten Hag putting up with behaviour. You know what, Ghosty? It's going to be like Stone Cold Steve Austin, versus let's go with Spike Dudley. Spike Dudley from back in the day. You know, the Dudley boys' cousin or whatever it was. That skinny guy used to get the shit beaten out of him. That's what it's going to be like, mate. It's not going to be Bret Hart versus Stone Cold or Shawn Michaels versus Stone Cold. No, it's going to be Erik ten Hag, the Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Spike Dudley, mate. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be an absolute beatdown, lad. Surely Ten Hag's going to have his way. He's the manager. He's the numero uno. He's the big cheese. And he's just going to give it the old double fingers, open up a tin of it to Steve Weiser and stomp a mud hole in his ass. You know, that's what's going to go on there, guys. So I have to say, I just don't really think Sancho's got a leg to stand on here. I don't think he's going to get a way back. Thank you, Rush Mano. Yes, smash the like for the pig. It helps the channel. Thank you, Rush Mano. Yeah, so, you know, I think it's only going to be one outcome, which is Ten Hag gets what he wants. And he's not going to be undermined this way. He's not going to be undermined. You can't do this. Yeah, change the culture at this football club. Absolutely. Right, we're going to cover the rest of the news now, folks. We'll get into the Q&A. If you guys want to talk Sancho, we'll talk Sancho. If you want to talk Antony, we'll talk Antony. But we'll get into the rest of the news. If you missed it at the start of the show, Mason Greenwood has been pictured holding the Getafe shirt now, folks. There he is. He is over in Spain. He is ready to go and play for them. Quite interesting, I suppose. And we have a report from Fab that, you know, says that he's arrived there. Mason Greenwood has arrived over there, guys, in Spain. And, completed, obviously, the loan valid until June 2024. He'll come back. It includes a break clause in January. This is the latest from Fab, that it includes a break clause in January. So that's interesting. What else have we got? So, here's some more news on the goalkeeper position at the football club. Andre Onana. Fucking hell, he's back with Cameroon. We talked about the other day, but he comes out of international retirement to make the Cameroon return. So we could be well without this guy for like 5 weeks in Jan for the Africa Cup of Nations. What a fucking absolute debacle. Didn't think about that one, did we? So we're probably going to have Tom Heaton playing in goal for us for that period of time, because Spain does obviously in the same boat. So Andre Onana comes out of retirement to make Cameroon return, right, peeps? What a fucking shit show. So Bayern, whatever the case may be, it's just a fucking shit show, guys. So there you go. Andre Onana comes out of retirement to make Cameroon return. So we're just gonna have a backup goalkeeper for 5 weeks. Are we gonna be playing, Bayern? Are we gonna be playing Heaton? Heaton is probably going to be the guy. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But Onana back to Cameroon, guys. He's playing for them, and it's a fucking debacle. Speaking of goalkeepers that we had at the football club, what about David De Gea? Who hasn't gone and got David De Gea yet? Nobody. That's who. Making Cameroon great again. I hope you're doing well, bud. How you keeping, man? David De Gea is set for a fresh free transfer offer from Saudi Arabia next week. I think it kind of speaks volumes why nobody's bought David De Gea yet or signed him up on a free contract. He's obviously asking for a lot of money, and he's not really worth all that much money, to be fair. And we were paying him 350 grand a week. It's not worth that. If he's asking for 200,000 plus, he's going to find it difficult to get it. But maybe Saudi Arabia is the destination for him. There's probably quite a few people who think that maybe De Gea should have actually been re-signed by Man United. Smash a one if you're one of those people that think rather than going to get Andre Onana, we should have just given De Gea a new contract and spent that money out in the outfield areas to make United a better overall team. Smash a one if that's you. I mean, I do think that was not the position to strengthen massively. I've always rated David De Gea at the football club. You've got to trust Ten Hag, though. Ten Hag's gone and got players he wants for his style of play. And you can see that in the first couple of games that style of play is fundamentally different with Onana in the sticks. His short passing game, brilliant. He actually completed more passes against Arsenal than De Gea did in any game that he ever played for us. Do you know that? So, I mean, that's the sort of way we're going to play. It's a shit way of playing, if you ask me, actually, the way we played against Arsenal. That horrible counter, pass it around the back, frustrate the opposition style. But that's what we did, and it was effective up to a point. And I guess the more we do that, the better we'll get at it. And when we're not playing such good teams as Arsenal away from home, we'll probably be able to, get on top of teams well and create a lot of chances by doing that as well. But certainly, David De Gea was a great keeper, and we could have maybe used that 50 million out elsewhere. As we've said before, Mason Mount was 60, Andre Onana was 50. If you just kept David De Gea and signed him up, then we could have spent that money on somebody like Harry Kane or another midfielder or another centre-back or several players for the outfield. And maybe that would have made us a better team. So it is arguable, but look, not everyone's going to feel like De Gea was the right option because he's not great at the distribution. And look, to be fair, Andre Onana's only just got here, and he is a very good goalkeeper, and he's got great abilities with the ball and distribution and vision playing out from the back and all that kind of thing, claiming the ball from crosses. He looks very good. But the fundamental thing that David De Gea was great at, shot stopping, I don't think Andre Onana is in that same level. He's not the same category, because a couple of those chances the other day, you could argue that David De Gea would have actually saved, and isn't the main task of a goalkeeper to stop the opposition scoring. That's all I'm saying. But quite a few people think that we probably could have done with keeping De Gea and spending the money elsewhere. There's obviously people that think Onana's great. But we do have to give Onana time. There's no point crying over spilt milk here. Yep. The squad are not good at playing this style and failing to see any progress. Yeah, look, there's no point crying over spilt milk. It's done. De Gea's not here. Onana is the goalkeeper. Now we've got to use what we've got and to play this way and to get it better as a team in this style. So there's no point crying over spilt milk. But I do think that we had a bit of a poor window with some of the decisions that we made. So there you go. World War says, you're so wrong about De Gea. Onana is reckless. What do you mean I'm wrong about De Gea? All I've ever done is sing the praises of David De Gea, saying that he's an amazing keeper, and we probably could have done with keeping that guy and buying Harry Kane. That's all I've ever really said. I think Onana's going to be very good, and he's different style completely. But in terms of shot stopping, nobody's better than David De Gea. All I've ever done is sing the praises of David De Gea, to be fair. All keepers make mistakes. He made a few last season, but he also won the Golden Glove and was brilliant for us. So that was not the position most apparent to improve, is all I'm saying. Don't think we had a plan for the window, seemed to make it up. Yeah, that's right, Berber, Ten Hag went and got Mount. Pretty strange. We could have gone for Amrabat a lot sooner, elected to get him right at the end. It was altogether rather strange. Just on one player, guys, that we're getting rid of by the looks of it, Eric Bailly. Eric Bailly, folks. Thank you, Rushmano, for sending us the reports here. Eric Bailly to Besiktas. Here we go. Oh, fuck me. So this is from... sorry, I missed that, Rushmano. This is from... look, obviously, just in Besiktas reached an agreement on a one-year deal. That was from earlier. But actually, there's some new information that's come out during the show. Ages ago, actually. I missed that. Rushmano, thanks very much for sending us this informazione. Let me pop this up on the screen very quickly. It's from Fabrizio Romano, and it's just confirming that Eric Bailly to Besiktas. Here we go, and it is done. So let's just pop that up on the screen so you legends can see what's going on. Thank you, Rushy, for giving us the updates. Eric Bailly to Besiktas. Here we go. Deal agreed tonight for the Ivorian centre-back. There's also a green light from Manchester United for Bailly to leave. Understands it's a permanent transfer, and Bailly will sign short-term deal, one-year contract, free in June 2024. Have we got any money for this deal, by the way? I don't think we have we? Let us know, Rushmano, if you know any information. My transfer guru, Rushmano, keeping us up to date. Big up yourself. Transfers _ UTD on Twitter. Big up yourself. So did we get any money or did we just let him go for free? There was a lot of talk about us just letting him go. Us just letting him go for nothing. If we did get any money for him, it will probably be basically nothing based on some of the transfers we've seen go out of the football club in this system. But you know what, though? What I will say is Sing Games makes a great point here, right? He says, we could have used Bailly now. If he's fit, then he's better than what we have available right now. I couldn't agree more, mate. Guys, Eric Bailly or Harry Maguire? The only difference is between these two players is that Maguire is always fit and available because he's a big, robust stone man. Basically, a big fucking piece of concrete. He's a unit. He's fucking monstrous, the guy. He's been buried up to his neck for 6,000 years on Easter Island and then, dug up, sent over to play football in England. And he's a fucking absolute statue of a man. So he's fucking robust, lad. But Eric Bailly, on the other hand, unfortunately, Eric Bailly isn't that sort of a person. Eric Bailly is basically a Fabergé egg. Oh, shit. He's basically a Fabergé egg of a player, mate. He gets chipped, he gets fucking crushed, he gets fucking broken, and he's a pane of glass. He's a pane of glass, guys. He's so frigging fragile. That's the difference, really. Is that, okay, look, obviously Bailly's better than Harry Maguire, isn't he? Guys, who's better, Harry Maguire or Bailly? Who's better? Who would you rather see play for United? For me, it would be Eric Bailly. Eric Bailly's better than Mags, but you know what? Mags is robust. He's always going to play. Eric Bailly's injury prone as you like. He's another injury-prone melter. You cannot rely on Eric Bailly. He's barely played any games for us, unfortunately. He's so ill. He's so sick all the time. Crikey, he has got problems when it comes to being fit and available. That's the truth. But I do think Eric's better. When he is fit and available, he's better. But it's like Raphael Varane. It's tough for us to really cement this partnership and really be able to be confident at the back when you've constantly got to chop and change due to injuries all the time. Raphael Varane's a great player, but good to see he's another one, isn't he? He's out 6 weeks now. He's injured again. Bags of ability, but what good is that ability when it's on the physio table? Eric's better, says Vibjorn. Buried for 6,000 years. Eric Bailly, there you go. Sel, Martial. He's another one. He's another injury-prone melter. Eric, yeah, okay. Maguire's the man from Pompeii. He's the wanker. He's the wanker. Who's the wanker in the hat? He's the wanker. There's a famous Pompeii statue, or not a statue, but you know what I mean. The Pompeii victims of the volcano that erupted and covered them all in fucking volcanic, molten lava and ash and all that shite. There's a wanker in bed, isn't there? That's Harry Maguire. He's that guy. He's the static wanker. That's what's going on there. Good shout. I like your style. Up Pompeii. Maguire changes the team shapes as in game. So look, obviously Eric Bailly is a good option, but he's so injured all the time. You can't rely on him. Harry Maguire, on the other hand, I guess he's always available because he's a complete statuesque Easter Island head, concrete pillar from the Parthenon, whatever you want to say. He is a complete fucking robust melt. Diddly squat, we got nothing for Eric Bailly, but Eric Bailly has gone there, guys. He has gone to Besiktas, and good riddance, to be fair. Good riddance. He went out on loan to France last season, didn't do all that much. He's just cost us a lot of money. It doesn't really make sense to keep this player around, I suppose, because he's so injury-prone all the time, and there you go. Okay then, so yes, Eric Bailly to Besiktas, that is a done situation, guys. You've got to say he's never really done all that much to it for us. He never really lived up to the hype train, and it's a big shame. Okay then, also we got some news on Lisandro Martinez, guys. So obviously he's been assessed on international duty with Argentina, so apparently he's feeling some pain and things like that. Obviously he came off in the game against Arsenal, which is why we had to end the game with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire on the pitch. Don't even get me started. What a fucking shit show of depth. That's really the team, is it? That's really the depth that we've got in this team. Already, our go-to subs are Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire. 35-year-old Zimmer frame user. Johnny Evans, great player, no doubt, in his day. 35 now, just a backup sixth choice. That's what he should be. Signed on free for a season to cover. Nice one. And Slabby Maguire. Those are the options for us right now, with Martinez coming off injured, Varane not available. It's a fucking shit show. So, we're already up against it, really, especially with Varane being out injured now for 6 weeks. Hey, thank you, Gungshi. 308 likes. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much, everyone, for hitting that thumbs up button. You're legends. You're absolute legends. Absolute legends. Yeah, good shout there, Danny B. Look, why can't we? Why can't we? Look, probably Dead-End Mengi, who went out on a permanent transfer just before the end of the transfer window. He could have been utilised more so than somebody like Slabo Maguire. Why are we so unwilling to give chances to some youngsters in that area? I don't know why. But there you go. Look, there's probably a lot of players that deserving of a chance more so than the likes of Slabo Maguire anyway, because he's proven to be shite. It is a Sunday League defence. Well, if it's not a Sunday League defence, it's a lower relegation style defence in the Premier League. Maguire and Evans I mean, Evans literally got relegated last season with Leicester. So it is literally, and Maguire is the ultimate, he is Mr. Relegation. If Maguire was a superhero, he'd be either one of two superheroes. He'd either be Mr. Stone Slab, and he goes up to people, he fucking headbutts them with his massive slab, and that's his superpower, is he's got an immovable cranium that is indestructible, and he just headbutts people to death. You know, that would be his superpower. Or he's Mr. Relegation. He is the guy who just gets relegated. Whatever team you fucking bang him in, he gets you relegated. He has actually been relegated 3 times, hasn't he, Harry Maguire? I believe with Hull City, Sheffield United. Was it just twice? Who else has he been relegated with? He's Mr. Relegation. That's who he is. So you put that guy in your team with alongside Johnny Evans, that is relegation candidates right there of a backline. So, yeah, not very good look for Manchester United, is it? I agree, VIP Spliffy. Not very good. Wigan as well. There you go, Burby. Got relegated with Wigan as well. What a shithouse. You know what I mean? What a crap player. 3 times relegated. Yeah, 3 times relegated. A hat-trick of relegations for Slabby Maguire. That's the only thing he's ever won other than a League Cup, which he wasn't even properly involved in the fucking squad for, lad. So, an absolute joke of a player, there you go. But that's the options that we've got right now due to injuries and not having the depth. And we don't have the depth because the Glazers shithouses. We don't have the depth because they're not prepared to back Ten Hag fully. Yeah, we spent a bit of money to appease the fan base and get a few players in. And we didn't spend it necessarily that wisely, but we also didn't spend enough and go the whole hog to actually make this squad deep enough to be able to cover injury crises and things that are going to occur throughout the season. Classic dash planning. Piss poor planning, piss poor performance. PPP, PPP. What a load of guff. Saying it for years, guys. Saying it for years. So James Ducker from The Telegraph reporting that it's unlikely that any clubs in Turkey could afford Jadon Sancho's wages. Of course that's the case. We would have to pay him to play for a different club. Nobody's going to pay Sancho what we pay him. We've got more news coming in this evening that suggests that Man United officials are discussing whether to sell Jadon Sancho at this moment in time. So I'm just going to cover and look at the current news that's coming throughout this show, the latest updates. James Ducker also reporting that Ten Hag feels badly let down by Sancho's behaviour, given the lengths in which he's gone to try to kickstart the Man United players' form and career again. Think about it. Previously, Ten Hag allowed Jadon Sancho to just go away for a few months to get his head right. Basically sent him to a spa, you know, to get his head right and get his mentality set and have a reset, basically. Allowed him to do that. So Ten Hag feels a little bit slighted, it seems. Sancho... This is another report that comes out about Sancho this evening that says that, this is from James Ducker as well, that says that Sancho was one of the players United had thought to have been willing to listen to offers for during the summer. Yeah, the problem with Sancho during the summer and selling him during the summer, I think a lot of people would have sold him during the summer based on the last 2 years. Smash a 1 if you would have sold Jadon Sancho in the summer if an offer came in. Smash a 1 if you would have done. I would have done. Because he's had 2 years at the club being bang average. That's long enough to know somebody's not right for United, really. 1 season like Antony, you can give him the benefit of the doubt. But 2 seasons of guff, that's just not good enough for United. You've got to move on, cut your losses. The problem with Jadon Sancho selling him in the summer is that he's almost unsaleable due to his fat wages and his fat head. And the fact that he's got a big ego, he's on big money, and he's not even that good. He's not even that good, guys. So if you're a team, a prospective buyer, you're looking at options. You're looking at the price tag that United paid, 73 million quid. You're looking at the wages that he's on. And there's no good value in that deal. Unless United are practically prepared to give him away, which we wouldn't be, then there's going to be nobody interested in Jadon. That's the reality. There is even a report I saw earlier that United, before the window closed, were trying and flirting with Chelsea at the idea of doing a swap deal for Cucurella. You know, that tells you everything. A £73 million player that we purchased to swap for a left-back. You know, who knows if that's the case. I just saw a speculative report on that earlier. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't surprise me. That's how low down the pecking order Jadon Sancho has slipped, and how low down the sort of, you know, the reputation stakes he slipped as well. Steve Johnson, thanks very much for getting in here, says Maguire provides good depth for the rest of us. Oh, my goodness me. Steve Johnson's a Liverpool scummer. Thank you, Steve Johnson. Did you see the Arsenal fans applauding and cheering Harry Maguire's substitution on the pitch the other day? That's what happened. Arsenal's fans applauding Maguire coming on. They were happy to see him, and rightfully so. They should be happy to see him. And look what happened when Maguire came on. So there you go, guys. I mean, that's the problem. For other teams, he's just an absolute meme of a man, and they want him in the side. You would be buzzing to see Maguire lining up in the side if your team's playing against us. So true. Steve Johnson, thanks very much, bro. for getting in with a super chat, lad. I do appreciate that. Okay, so also we've got a this happens every 2 years. It's a pattern with these owners. Yeah, good shout there, Rush Money. You're absolutely spot on, lad. You're absolutely spot on. All right then, guys. Well, I'm just going to do a quick rundown of I'm going to have a quick rundown of what we've discussed in this video, and see what you legends are saying for yourselves. Please do, get your thoughts and opinions in. We're going to have a Q&A in a minute for a good 5 or 10 minutes or so. So get your thoughts and opinions in. I'm going to have a rundown of what we discussed throughout this show. Then I'm going to get into the Twitter link at the top of the live chat. Click that link on Twitter, guys. Give us a repost. It's free to repost us, and it spreads the show around. Give us a repost. We'll shout every single person out who gives us a repost. I'll go over there in a minute. And we're going to have a Q&A. We're going to discuss anything you want to discuss for the last 5-10 minutes of the stream. Oh shit, I missed a super chat from Biscuit Bandit, did I? Thank you, Gungshi. Sorry, there's loads of comments coming in now. It's very difficult to keep up with it tonight. Passionate legends always, as always, getting in the live show. Do appreciate you all having your say and getting in here. Apologies if I missed any of your comments, any of your super chats, etc. Biscuit Bandit, where is your super chat, mate? I'm struggling with that one. Okay, Biscuit Bandit, there it is. He says, it looks like... Thank you so much for the super chat. He says... It's like finding a chocolate biscuit, looks nice, you eat it, and then you realise it's mouldy. You know you shouldn't have eaten it, but didn't think first. Fuck's the matter with you, kid? What's the matter with you, bro? Are you serious? Yeah, okay then. I guess it is a little bit like that, mate. Yeah, you're really looking forward to it. I mean, we've all been there. I remember a horrible story of... here's an horrible story for you. You remember Fridge milkshakes, guys? I don't even know if they're still around, but you remember Fridge milkshakes? Not Fridge, Fridge. F-R-I-J-J. Fridge. Very thick milkshakes. I remember going down Asda once, buying a Fridge chocolate milkshake, bringing it home, shaking it up, opening it up, drinking it, only to realise that there was a lumpy consistency in my mouth. I then looked down into the bottle, and it was green mould all over inside the fucking bottle. The milkshake was just a mouldy mess. And therefore, vomited hard. I guess it is a little bit like that, mate. You're looking forward to something, and you get served a steaming pile of mould. You're absolutely right. It's horrible. There's nothing worse than that, is there? There's nothing worse than that, guys. You're right. Thank you, the Biscuit Bandit, for getting in there. Also, Prod by Palmarius has super chatted. Thank you very much, Prod by Palmarius, lad. He says, who would want a self-victimizing meltbag? He's shown his true colours. He's already cried at Dortmund, and now he's crying here. Overpaid and immature. I think you're right, bud. As we mentioned it earlier, there was a report from David Ornstein from 2019. From 2019, where Sancho felt victimised and scapegoated over there as well. So, you're right about that. I think he is a bit of a melter. But thank you, the Biscuit Bandit, as well, getting in here raw with that super chat, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Very frustrating times. Right, guys, very quickly, rundown of what we discussed, then we're getting to the live chat. Before I do, let me shout out all the retweeters on the channel. Actually, big up everyone. 21 retweets. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Antony on. Guyam Legend. Thank you so much, Legends, for retweeting the show, reposting it with a quoted retweet there. That's awesome. Also, Aaron Homeyard, Stephen Braun, Sanjay Ramatar, The Goat, Richard Wisterpeck, Uncaged Squid, Reese Johnson, Kieran, Feline Fur, Transfers _UTD, Devils are Red, J United in Gaming, Vincent Bullock, John Boy Cat, Andy Davidge, Good Jim Bond, Shane Doherty, Jason Jackson, The Butcher of Manchester, and Luan France. Seriously, thank you to all you legends for retweeting the show. It does help us out. Quick rundown of what we discussed then. So Antony, here you can read it. I'm not going to read it out again because it's long-winded, but there's Antony's statement in response to him being investigated for alleged domestic violence over in Brazil. He is being investigated by the Sao Paulo police right now for alleged domestic abuse. This doesn't work for some reason. I don't know why. He has been dropped out of the Brazilian squad due to this as well. So the Brazilian squad basically have said, in light of the facts which came to light on Monday concerning Man United player Antony, which must be investigated in order to safeguard the alleged victim, the player, the Brazilian national team, and the CBF, the organisation informs that the athlete has been removed from the Brazilian national team. So it's already having ill effects, and could this have a knock-on effect at Manchester United as well with his eligibility to play? Well, it could do if Greater Manchester Police get involved as well. And it does seem like his ex-girlfriend is is getting them involved, or at least trying to. So Gabriella Cavallin, his ex-girlfriend, says that Man United and Manchester Police are in talks with her lawyer at this moment in time. There is a statement that's come out as well from Greater Manchester Police, which I'll read out now. So maybe they will investigate this further. Potentially there could be an arrest that takes place. Who knows? Who actually knows? We've got to wait and see how it plays out. Maybe it's all just going to be taken care of in Brazil, but if there is any alleged crimes or whatever that's taken place in England, I don't know if they get involved or not. We'll have to wait and see. This is what the GMP, the Greater Manchester Police, said in response to recent reports involving Antony. They said, Greater Manchester Police is aware of the allegations made, and that's all they are at the moment, is allegations. Allegations made and inquiries remain ongoing to establish the circumstances surrounding this report. We will not be commenting any further at this time. So they would only actually arrest Antony if there's some sort of evidence that's brought to them and they actually genuinely think that there's a potential crime that's been committed here. So that's got to be said, is that these allegations from Antony's ex-girlfriend are, at this moment in time, it remains to be seen whether they have any if they're baseless or whether there's any actual legitimacy to them. We've got to wait and find out, obviously. Anybody can accuse anybody of anything. Antony has defended himself here stringently on social media with this response of a statement saying that he's prepared to defend himself and that he is innocent and that he's got all the evidence needed to prove his innocence, etc. So we've got to wait to see. Don't judge Antony yet before there's evidence. This is not like the Greenwood matter where there was some public audio that was leaked, in the public domain. This is something different. This is an allegation. Maybe there's a strong basis to this allegation from his ex, or maybe it's just absolutely fabricated. We don't know yet. That's why we have to let this play out. So don't judge Antony just yet. He needs a fair defense. That's what needs to take place at this moment. And you've got to let the authorities do their work. You've got to let Brazilian authorities investigate it. You've got to let the English authorities investigate it as well. So that's what's going to be happen. But already at the moment, he has been dropped from the Brazilian squad due to these allegations that are surrounding him, which is very, very sad. And this could have big knock-on effects with Manchester United. Don F, thanks for your super chat, says Greenwood rule should also apply for Antony. Well, if Antony is found guilty after the investigation's taken place, then I'm with you really, Don F, depending on the severity and the level of what is actually being said. Look, if there's some sort of verbal abuse going on here, if there's some sort of, argument, who knows really what the basis of this is. If there's a physical abuse that's taken place, he probably will face the same future as Greenwood. However, this is different, and there's no point saying that, this should apply to him right now, because he may well have not done anything, pal. We've got to wait and see. This is not like the Greenwood situation, so it's not going to be treated the same as the Greenwood situation. Unless we find out that he has done something, if it gets taken to trial, if he actually gets arrested, if it turns out there is a basis for these allegations, and it all turns out to be true, then yeah, he probably will face a similar sort of fate. But right now, it's preposterous to even put him in the same category as Greenwood right now. It's preposterous to even put it in the same category. But what this is doing is dragging Manchester United's name through the mud in terms of PR shitstorms that we don't need right now. We've got Sancho coming out publicly slating the manager, basically accusing him of being a liar, essentially. You've got that whole incident with Mason Greenwood. He's only just left the club on loan and he's still a United player right now. There was damning public evidence. And right now, there's also these allegations and accusations being made towards Antony, which is a very bad look for Man United. Couple that with the Glazers shithouses. It's a shitstorm at this moment in time. It's an absolute shitstorm. Well said, Burberry. Says Greenwood would still be playing if not for the audio. You're absolutely bang right. There's nothing on Antony. Let the cops sort it out. There's nothing publicly on Antony right now. It has to be seen whether or not there's even any basis towards this. Anybody can accuse anybody of anything, but it's about proving it. It's about proving it, guys. You have to be able to prove it. If you can't prove it, even if it's happened, you don't have a strong basis for a case. You have to be able to prove it. So we'll see if there's any strong evidence after the authorities have investigated all of these avenues, all of the evidence, and if they are going to pursue it. If not, then we can assume that Antony's innocent. But we've got to wait to see. Greenwood had damning evidence against him. It's precisely sin games, absolutely, but the charges were dropped. But that's true because the alleged victim didn't want to testify, which means that their chances of a prosecution was very small. So it's tough, really, very tough to get I guess a prosecution when it's only hearsay, it's only someone's word against someone else's, and the victim doesn't want to give their word. That's really why Greenwood was let off. Otherwise, he'd probably be in prison right now. Okay, so Also, you know, big news, as I say, Greenwood's over in Getafe now. He will be trying to revitalise his career. Sancho we've just talked about Sancho, so I'm not going to go into that again, but Jadon Sancho, we know the situation there. He's publicly accused Ten Hag of essentially lying. He probably will be out of favour with Eric Ten Hag now. There's probably a good basis to believe that maybe he will be going somewhere in January. Transfer of Jadon Sancho is getting more and more likely by the hour, I suppose, unless we hear a statement from Ten Hag that says otherwise, that they've patched things up. We can imagine that the relationship between manager and player there is not very good at this moment in time. There's offers potentially that could come in before their own domestic windows close from Saudi Arabia or Turkey and places like that, but they certainly would not be able to afford his wages, so we'd end up having to pay his wages largely to go and play for a different team elsewhere somewhere. That's a big problem for us. There's no real value in that, I suppose, unless they're going to cover a majority of his wages. What's probably more likely is that he just festers around the gaff for a few months and maybe is sold in January if that relationship has deteriorated to the point where there's no comeback between Ten Hag and Sancho. And then Eric Bailly has now gone to Besiktas. That is a report that came out from Fabrizio tonight. Here we go from Fab. It's done and dusted. He is now a Besiktas player. Eric Bailly is gone. Eric Bailly is gone. Sadly, it's true, Don F. He says, our club is a TV drama, Netflix deal incoming. Yeah, precisely, exactly, Don F. It is just pure drama at this football club right now. It's filth. MUFC Realist TV, what's going on, you legend? So true as well. Says, just a normal day at Manchester United office. It's so true, isn't it? We just expect this, don't we? I tell you what's going to come out tomorrow? Allegations of Ten Hag murdering someone. You know what's going to happen tomorrow? Who the fuck knows? This is it. It's like a bad episode of Melrose Place at Manchester United, isn't it? Manchester Place or some shit like that. What is it? Fucking Manchester Coronation Street. It's fucking gash. You know, it is like that. It is some sort of soap opera guff. Days of our lives. You know, it's an absolute atrocity. You're right. You're so right. It's just that's what it's come to at United these days. Double Penetrations just subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for getting in here, DP, and subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you guys. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We're on here every day with the United news. Look, we're going to get into the live chat now for a proper Q&A. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't done so, guys. We've hit 74,000. Get in there. Exactly, Jarvis Cocker, you hero. Dynasty or Dallas. Absolutely. It's like we've got bloody J.R. Ewing playing for us at the minute, mate. You know what I mean? Got bloody J.R. Ewing. Fucking Joan Collins is going to sign for us next summer. No, you're absolutely spot on, Jarvis, mate. It's a bloody soap opera, this football club sometimes. Absolute soap opera. Right, let's get stuck into the chat. Now is the time to have your say. We're going to stay on here for 5-10 minutes. Get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've decided. Tomorrow, Slabhead Maguire in prison in Greece. Slabby called to Greece for charges. Yeah, it is a bit like that, isn't it, drummer? Ten Hag being investigated for the disappearance of Sancho. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, it's true. It is a debacle. Connor Gerrity, thank you very much for getting in here raw, lad. With another super chat, he says the Glazers could put Sancho in the red light district in Amsterdam to get money back. Bloody hell, Connor Gerrity, lad. They'd have to be there for a very long time. I don't see the market being there for Jadon Sancho there, by the way, to be honest. You know, I don't see that really being that likely. It's a certain niche category that you're going in for there, lad. But hey, respect there, Mr. Connor Garrity. Thank you for getting in there with your atrocity of a comment. It's a good one. Thank you very much. Let's see. You know, Ten Hag's got those connections. Didn't mention the Keno assault. Oh, Matthew Smith. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Someone stuck the old Glasgow kiss on Roy Keane. Somebody's got some big minerals there, don't they? Micah Richards has stepped in with his big size 12s and fucking pinned him up against a wall and told him to fuck off. That's all we've really seen, but it does look like somebody stuck the old Glasgow kiss on Roy Keane. Goodness me. So that's a bit of an outrageous situation. There's so much going on. I didn't even mention that. The drama yesterday at some sort of fucking, I don't know, after the game, somebody's gone and stuck the nut on Roy Keane, guys. What the fuck's going on? I know, Roy Keane's getting assaulted in public. Micah Richards having to step in. Goodness me. Fuck's going on? Yeah, Travis says, you what? Yeah, check out the clip on social media. Apparently Roy Keane got nutted by someone. It's outrageous, isn't it? And then Michael Richards is seen like pinning him up against the wall. Roy Keane's coming in there. It's just outrageous what's happening, guys. It's absolutely outrageous. Roy Keane got punched as Batman. Well, who really knows in the build-up? I mean, I've heard some reports that he got nutted on the chin. But get rid of Sancho? Yeah, it's because Keane wouldn't let him on the coach. Roy Keane was playing the old bus conductor role. Arson Holy and Hollands, a good shout. Keane got headbutted. That's what I heard as well, Paula Chin. He got chinned, Paula. The wheels have fallen off. He was throwing punches. I'd be throwing punches if somebody chinned me. Exactly. But he didn't, though. Micah Richards come in to defuse the situation. Richards is a big unit, to be honest, isn't he? I mean, Roy Keane, right? Roy Keane back in the day was an animal. You wouldn't want to pick a fight with Roy Keane back in the day. These days, you know, he's chilled out. He's mellowed out a little bit. He's a little bit older. I guess he's a little bit more frail. I still wouldn't want to pick a fight with Roy Keane, to be honest. But when he's got his big mate Micah next to him, I definitely wouldn't want to. So, you know, there you go. Yeah, there you go, Vincent Bullock. Have you seen the Greenwood clip here, guys? Yeah, I have. What, on Instagram? Yeah. Exactly. Roy Keane got headbutted, says Conor Garrity. Yes, indeed. Good lad, Micah. That's it. Stick it up for his mate. Big love. Those two are a great duo. Maguire's the GOAT, mate. He's better than Prime Ronaldo and Messi. GOAT forever. Respect for the Pompey wanker. Knocking one out while the world falls apart. Do you reckon he knew too much about that, though, Jason Brown? A.K.A. Harry Maguire, you know. He's just in bed knocking one out. And then a whole bunch of volcanic looking lava falls on his head. Do you reckon he knew too much about that? I don't know, maybe he thought, fuck me, there's a big load of lava coming down the hill and up in the air. I'm just going to try and knock one out real quick. Fuck it, it's the end of the world, let's go for it. Don't know, Jason, I personally think he was just in the process of doing that and then loads of lava fell on top of him. I don't know if he actually had time to think about that, lad. Cheap shots, yeah, well, there you go, Dabo. CHD Pig was spot on when Maguire came on against Arsenal. 2 quick goals, yeah, spot on. Yeah, exactly. 50, exactly, Berber. It's foolish, isn't it? Absolutely foolish. Age catches up with everyone. Spot on, you know, spot on. Yeah, definitely. Transfer windows closed and the Greek police can take Slabby from us now. I know. It's very cowardly headbutting someone who's... plus he wasn't obviously looking for a rumble anyway. Keno's mellowed. He's older now. I don't think it was Rajat, to be fair, lad. I think it was a goal by Garnacho, though, but I don't think it was a penalty on Højlund, personally. It was described in the press as a bungled headbutt. Bungled headbutt? Why are you bringing Rainbow into this? Oh, Zippy, bungle. Why are you bringing that into it, mate? Oh, goodness. He's volcanic gash. I see what you did there. Good one. Well, Larry, you know, I wouldn't want to speculate in case the allegations are true. You know, like I said, I hope they're not. I personally think Antony seems like a good guy, but you never know what somebody's true colours are, really. You just don't know. So we've got to wait and see for that to play out. I'm going to read a few more comments out, Pete. By the way, we are going to give you another chance at the giveaway tonight as well. So I'm going to draw that tomorrow. I did say I'd draw it tonight or the next day. It's going to be the next day. So guys, we're going to do another giveaway. We'll give you another chance to win it if you missed it. So please do go over to my match reaction for the Spurs game, which I'll get you the link for now. And go over there and do give us a comment on it within the next hour. So I've already got everyone screenshotted last night who commented on it within that hour. So you're entered into it. If you weren't around for that or you missed it, you've got another chance to enter tonight. Don't worry if you've already commented, just go and comment on it again in the next hour. So between now and 1 a.m, I will give you the chance to comment and enter the giveaway, and tomorrow we'll decide, we'll draw the winners. So I'll get you the link. Here is the link, guys, in the live chat here. So at the end of this video, go over there, comment on it within the next hour, and that way you'll be entered into the giveaway. Comment to enter giveaway here. Boom. Right, and I'll pin that to the top of the live chat there, folks. So all you have to do at the end of this vid, go over there, make sure you smash the like on that vid as well. Make sure you're subscribed, obviously. If you're not subscribed, you're not getting shit. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Go over there, comment within the next hour. Don't worry if you've already commented before. Just comment again, something, and you will be entered into the t-shirt giveaway. Nice one. Right, let's get back into the chat. Oh no, hang on, I've put the wrong thing out there, have I? That's the wrong thing. Is that the wrong link? Wait a second. That's the wrong link. How's that happened? Wait a second. That's the wrong fucking link. Wait, that's the member link. How have I done that? 2 secs, please. I've had an absolute mare. It's this one. I've had an absolute mare. That's not the right link. Kingslayer says, health update on the chair. It's fucked, mate. Right, there you go. I've pinned it to the top of the live chat, bud. Everyone, click that link at some point and enter. Yeah, that's it. Go over there, smash the like on it, smash a comment on it within the next hour, and you will be entered into the giveaway for tomorrow. We'll definitely draw it tomorrow night. Right, let's read a bunch more comments out. We've still got 400 legends in here right now. Let's get in there into the live chat and let you all have your say properly, because there's probably a lot of you who want to make some points and haven't been able to yet because we've been chatting shite. Right, okay. Dunno Harry Maguire, I did there. Proper shat it. Yeah, Jason Brown, great crack tonight. Definitely great crack every night, mate. Big up to the community of legends in here. You know, there is only one Bacon Brigade. It is a sensational set of legends we got coming in here every night. And, you know, we do value here, guys. We try and let you all have your comments read out and stuff. Some other channels even have little graphics that pop up saying, if you want your comments read out, super chat. What a bunch of fucking absolute tossers. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen these channels? They're tossers. Luan France says, read my comment, Piggy. I do try and read everyone's comments. Sometimes I do miss them, so you have to forgive me. Luan says, not sure it was a penalty, but he ruled it off without looking. He hardly looked when Arsenal was given a penalty shout before it was ruled out. Well, that guy, that referee, is a complete fucking shark bag. So it's no surprise. You're right. I think the officials did get us stitched up. They stitched us up with a couple of decisions big time that happened. The chair identified as Maguire and Piggy served up some justice. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Guys, do you think it was a pen or no pen? Mark says, bye, left to Besiktas. Yes, indeed. We covered that. Indeed, man. I know. Could have been worse, mate. Imagine if it were an adult site link. That would have been unfortunate. Glad to see Johnny back. Think it'd be crucial. Well, I guess compared to maybe somebody like Slabo Maguire, it's good that he's around as an extra body. But let's face it, him and Maguire on the pitch at the same time the other day was absolutely gash. Don't know, Mark M. We've got to wait and see. Doesn't really look like it will be before January, but maybe in January. The special one, thanks very much for a £2 super chat. He says, chip in for broken chair. You're right, mate. I mean, this is the chair that matters the most anyway. This is my comfy chair that I stream from. This is the chair that matters, not that chair, mate. Don't worry about that one. Would have been a very soft pen. Thank you for the super chat, though, and chipping in, though, you legend. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Walter Gaming says, you're a legend, mate. Your great passion for the club is clearly visible. Mate, thank you very much, Walter. Walter White there. Walter Gaming. Appreciate that, bro. Much love to you, lad. Get in there, you beauty. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much to Walter Gaming, lad. Nice one. Lillis United says, all world hate Manchester United. You what? They're jealous, mate. They hate us because they ain't us. You think it was a penalty? Penn says King Boomy. Evans is an extra nobody. Yeah, realistically. Anthony Taylor, absolute melter, always favours teams over United. Vincent says, pen for United, but the Arsenal one where there was a yellow card for the dive. He dived so good he would have easily beat Tom Daly to the gold medal. Oh, yeah, that was a disgrace. He should have got a yellow card for that, mate. Definitely. That was an absolute dive. Unless Tenaga improve his away record, he's gone, says Jonathan Gallagher. Well, he does need to improve his away record. It is pretty gash. The fortress is back at Old Trafford, but you've got to be able to do it away from home as well. I haven't seen that Matthew Smith. No, I actually haven't. Well, he could have done better with some of those stops in the last game. Pen all day, end of the week, says Linus. Anthony been done for domestic views. Mark N flies in. This looks like a job for me. Perber, that's fucking hilarious, bro. Oh, you can't press the link, can you not? Well, I think it is working. It's working for me. Go over there and comment on it in the next sort of hour and you'll be entered. Dinesh Pile says United can do a prison 11 soon. The club is a mess, says Dinesh Pile. Fair play, you're not wrong, really. We have had our fair share of issues in recent years, guys. Even get Ryan Giggs involved, can't we? But, you know, there you go. You're not wrong there, Dinesh Pile. It is a little bit dodgy, mate. I love the comment earlier. Someone had said Man United's going to end up being a feeder club for Wormwood Scrubs. Or no, what did they say? It wasn't Wormwood Scrubs, but some other prison. Strange Ways or something. What was it? I can't remember now. Jarvis says, Oinkoink Bacon Brigade, smash the like and be part of the cool gang. Yes, guys, hit that thumbs up if you haven't done. Drop a like and drop a subscribe. Cheers. Pig, even on games we lose, your post videos get me over it. Thank you, Larry Hass. That's very kind, bro. Thank you very much. Saka should have been sent off for that tackle on Bruno, at least as bad or worse than Casemiro. Yeah, exactly. You know, that referee's an absolute shitter. MUFC Realist TV, thank you so much, mate, for getting in here with a 20-sec super chat, mate. Get in there, you Don. Thank you so much. He says, oil me up for Qatar. Grease me up, said Maguire. Get in there, my son. Oh, I would love to grease Maguire up. Wait, hang on. That sounded wrong. Let me finish the sentence. Let me fucking finish the sentence. I would like Maguire to be greased up. Let me reword it and finish it. I would like Maguire to be greased up and sent off down a bobsleigh track where the end is Greece, is in Greece. That's what I would like to happen. Steady on, rewind, rewind. I did not say I'd like to grease Harry Maguire up. I said I would like Maguire to be greased up by somebody else and pushed down a bobsleigh track. Just want to be clear. Just want to be clear. Shit. Please don't clip that. Fucking hell. Thank you for the super chat there, mate. Yes, we need to be oiled up by Qatar. That's what we want to do. Fucking hell. Thank you very much for the super chat. Let's get a Sue in there for MUFC Realist TV. Thank you very much there for sharing the love, man. I appreciate it. Piggy, do you fishmongers, they sell fish? You know what, Kate Cadet? Shut it, you slag. You're not just a little bit of a slag. You're a total slag. Oh, clip that shit, says the Hoop Man. Fucking hell. That was a proper slip of the tongue, wasn't it? That's what she said. I would like to grease Harry Maguire up. I actually did just say that, sadly. I actually did just say that. But what I meant was I'd like him to be greased up because... Oh, I'm fucking muted, guys. Bollocks, how did I do that? How long's that been on? Shit. I just hit the microphone there, guys. I melted. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's bobsleigh time. Slappy runnings. Get in there. Thank you, Montreal, for letting me know. Mr. Leo G. I melted. Fucking hell. Anyway, folks, we've been on here a long time. I think it's probably about time that we ended this stream because we have been on for an hour and 40 minutes. That's literally the same length as a game of football. What the fuck? That's too long. I want to say thank you to everybody that's got involved. Make sure you do click that link at the top of the live chat, though, if you haven't done, because that will take you to the post-match reaction video. Go over there. Click the cheeky little like button if you haven't done so. And, you know, get in there raw, because that would be awesome. Make sure you do that. Click the likes on this video, click the subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications. Come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts in on anything Sancho, Antony, all that, you know. Thank you, Gungshin. Thank you, everyone else. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here with your say. Sorry if I didn't read your comments out, but there's just so many legends getting in here. Make sure you come back afterwards, though, and keep the debate going with any thoughts and opinions you've got on anything we've discussed. Do you know what? We're going to actually raid someone. I don't even know really who this person is because I've never been in one of their streams, but Kane's Gaming channel, right, is a subscriber to this channel, and he's one of the members of the channel, and I'm subscribed to it, and I've just seen that he's live, and we've got 300 legends in here. You might as well go over and give him a raid at the end of this one if you want to watch him play Resident Evil. So we're going to go and give him a little raid, but make sure you click that link at the top of the live chat, though, everybody, and you know, make sure that you go over there and enter. But we will just put this link in for this guy because that's the sort of guys we are. We'll go give him a raid. We'll go and raid Kane's Gaming channel. There's the link for him. But anyway, peeps, as I've said, click that link at the top of the live chat. Go over there and comment in the next hour as well, and you will be entered into the giveaway. We'll draw that tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. That is it from me. Nah, you know it, Hoop Man. Thank you for your Bjorn, Vincent, Hoop Man, Lillis, Kingslayer, everyone, United Prodigy, Ivo Bozic, Kate Cadet. So yes, you can go and raid Kane's Gaming channel right there. There's the link in the live chat. Big up. I'll put it in there again. But also the link at the top of the chat is for the video. Thank you everyone for getting us to 74k. Fucking love it. Thank you so much, all the legends of the channel. Big up yourselves. Every single member of this channel, thanks for supporting. All the moderators, thanks for moderating. Everybody else, come back, have your say, and enter into the competition. I'll see you tomorrow, folks. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, everyone. Good night. God bless. Come back and have your say after, and I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they sink, sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.